Hello everyone, welcome along and welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV. I am Sam Mulliner and it's the dreaded international break. There's no getting around it. It's a sad, sorrowful time of year every time this international break comes around. But on reflection, it's probably come at a good time for Newcastle United. As we all know, injuries are mounting up. So it's a good chance to get some rest into the players in what's been a very, very just quick, thrustful run of fixtures, which are going to be exactly the same after this international break as well. So it's good. It's come at a good time. Anyway, this video is looking ahead a bit to January, as reports are swirling around already, as they always do with the Newcastle United rumour mill, about a certain England midfielder. Now, first things first, don't panic. This video is not about Kalvin Phillips. Yes, we've been linked with the Man City midfielder for the last few days. Speculation and links have certainly increased. I can't see this happening. I don't think it will happen. It doesn't fit the mould of what we go for, really. I think another defensive-minded midfielder is not what we need. We're pretty comfortable with defensive-minded midfielders, combative midfielders. Bruno, Tonali, Joe Linton, Sean Longstaff plays that role well as well. I don't think we need any more. This video is all about Emile Smith-Rowe. Now, we've been linked with him this morning. Apparently, the transfer committee are in full flow as they are. We know there's planning ahead now for Newcastle United, not like the old days a couple of years ago. We plan ahead. And Emile Smith-Rowe is a player that does fit the bill in that midfield. A direct midfielder, an attacking midfielder, someone along the lines, in the mould of what we were looking for with Maddison, Paqueta and all of them, that didn't really come to fruition. But this one makes sense. Out of the Arsenal setup completely, limited to few and far between substitute appearances. If he had any sort of genuine future at Arsenal now, yes, I know he signed a new deal not so long ago. They gave him the number 10 shirt after a fantastic breakthrough season. They rejected Aston Villa's advances a few seasons back. But would they be signing players like Trossard and if he had any sort of realistic future at the Emirates? I'm not so sure. This one to me is a similar situation to Anthony Gordon. It makes a lot of sense. Good age, 23. He's already been capped by England, let's not forget. Which, considering Southgate sticks with his favourites, as we've seen, with no James Ward-Prowse, no Sean Longstaff, the list goes on and on and on, and the fact that Kalvin Phillips and Jordan Henderson are still picked in that squad. For Emile Smith-Rowe to get 3 England caps and a goal isn't bad going at all. So, look, boundless potential like Anthony Gordon showed, and then went off the radar a little bit like Anthony Gordon did. But that does not mean he's a bad player, as we've seen with Anthony Gordon, which took him a little bit of time to bed in at Newcastle United. But what a start to the season he has had. And he should have been in the England squad. But it's not a bad thing that he wasn't. As we desperately missed him against West Ham. And big run of fixtures coming up. Palace at home, we didn't get a win against them last season. In the 3 times that we played them, we didn't even score a goal. Well, we did. Joe Willock. Should that game be replayed? But yeah, this one makes a lot of sense. Now, you could say, right, our strongest midfield is Bruno, Tonali, Joe Linton. But because of the run of games now, we're not just playing once a week. It's very rare you'll probably see that midfield trio play alongside each other. Longstaff's has been a revelation. Well, not a revelation. We all know what he could do after last season, but he's continued his fantastic run of form. Joe Willock's got to come back from injury. Elliot Anderson's done well when called upon, really well. So it's another one to add to that mix. It's a different option for Eddie Howe to use that squad to rotate his squad, which is what we've needed, because there are some tired legs in that midfield. If we're going to fight on all 4 fronts going forward, we're going to need a lot of strength in depth, which again is an ongoing thing. But Smith-Rowe definitely fits the Ashworth-Howe bill, I think, and it could be another stroke of genius. transfer fee price-wise, look, when Newcastle come calling, as we saw in the documentary, Murdad said, when Newcastle come knocking, then it seems like they want to add 20% on and sell them to Newcastle. But again, as we saw in the documentary, Amanda Staveley is a shrewd, tough-faced businesswoman who can help drive the price down like they did with Anthony Gordon. Everton got less for Anthony Gordon from Newcastle, which than what they turned down in the previous transfer window from Chelsea. So that's a bit of still a bit of a coup from the business centre. But yeah, Emile Smith-Rowe, let us know what you think. Is this the best opportunity for an attacking midfielder since James Maddison, who, look, he's flying for Spurs? It's definitely one that's maybe been an opportunity missed. Tonali's taken his time, but you have to stick with him. You have to stick with Tonali. You look at players at Man City like Grealish, who've got an entire season to settle in, to figure out his new side's dynamic and what's expected of him. Tonali, I don't think he'll need a season, but he definitely needs time, and he will prove to be a world-class midfielder for Newcastle United. We've seen glimpses, superb against PSG. The Dan Burn goal would not have happened without Sandro Tonali winning the ball back after Bruno's shot. Villa, obviously, superb. There have been a lot of glimpses. Things went wrong when Tonali went off against Liverpool. So we need to stick with these guys, and they will prove us totally right. And as I say, he'll be a world-class midfielder. But Emile Smith-Rowe, are you in favour? We all know we're not really in favour of Kalvin Phillips, but I don't think there's any danger of that happening. That's an Everton signing, and if ever I've seen one. But check out Lee's video of the biggest bargains Newcastle United have had. We've got plenty of time on our hands during this international break, so make sure you watch all of NFTV's content. And yeah, like and subscribe as always, and we will see you on the next one.